going to go ahead and try solving this guy right here. Cosecant x plus cotangent x equals 1. Now, last example, I had us square both sides. Now, um, even though that this kind of falls in that same category, or at least it seems like it actually would not be beneficial if we squared both sides. Because last problem, it was, what was that, like sine minus 1 or something like that? Let's just see here what it was. It was the cosine of x plus 1. Well, if you only have a trig function plus 1, we know when we square this, it's going to become one of our Pythagorean identities. See, and if we square this, we're going to have things in terms of sine or in terms of cosecant and cotangent, and we're actually going to run into a barrier where we're not able to actually find this in terms of what we need. Oops. So the solution, what we need to actually do here is really, once again, just either use the graphing utility to just find when is it equal 1, or in this case, if you want to subtract 1, like we can go like this and just do cosecant of x plus cotangent of x minus 1 equals 0. And a really simple way of finding these solutions here is just punch this into your graphing utility and graph it, and then just use the 0 feature to find out where it equals 0. And another way that, and this way that I'm going to show you right now is actually a little intriguing. Not something that is not very common that you would probably do, but just go ahead and bear with me here. Cosecant is the same thing as 1 over sine of x, and cotangent is cosine of x over sine of x minus 1 equals 0. So we're trying to find the 1 over sine of something plus cosine of something over sine of something minus 1 equals 0. Well, it just happens to be that if I let x equal pi over 2, look at what happens. 1 over sine of pi over 2 plus the cosine of pi over 2 over the sine of pi over 2 minus 1 is going to equal 0. Now, I only know this because I graphed this. I graphed it, and it gave me the decimal 1.57 blah blah blah, and that's, you know, pi divided by 2. So that's why I kind of knew I was going to use x equals pi over 2. I didn't know this by some magical thing or really anything mathematically other than using the graph utility. Okay, and you know, and in mathematics, sometimes you just have to use the graphing utility, and that's fine right there. Let's just make sure that this works here. 1 over sine of pi over 2. Remember, that's the coordinate point that's up here at 0, 1. So that's going to be 1 over 1 plus, well, cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So this is just going to be 0 because no matter, and the denominator is going to be 1 minus 1. So this is why that's going to be 0 then. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So the answer is pi over 2, but we would have got that from just by graphing this on the graphing utility.